Hey guys, Welsknight here, and welcome back to another episode of House Flipper 2. Hope you guys are having an awesome day. I'm having a fantastic day. We are going to buy our first house today. The one we're in right now, this is like the starter house that we renovated last episode. But basically, in the game currently, there are three neighborhoods. There are the Pinnacove suburbs, the Crayfish Coast, and then the Coral Root Forest. And each of these neighborhoods kind of has their own unique style. The suburbs are, they're suburbs. It's exactly what you would expect. A lot of sort of suburban-style homes. A couple of homes that are kind of modern-ish, like this one. This is a fairly modern style. The Crayfish Coast is a lot of like beach houses, elevated decks, things like that. And then the forest is a lot of very rustic stuff, log cabins, etc., etc. So, yeah, good stuff. I think we're going to start off real simple, though. You'll notice as you kind of move your way down the neighborhoods, the houses tend to get more and more expensive, with the forest ones being the most expensive. We're going to start off real small. We're just going to do the first house, the Lavender house. It is 611 square feet. Relatively small. It's only 42,000. We have a little under 500,000 in the bank right now. So let's just go ahead and buy it. And then I think we don't want to move the home office here. We just want to go there. And let's see what we are working with. So, this is the house. There is trash, which, it's House Flipper. So, that's to be expected. Kind of going back here, this is all going to get thrown away. More junk on the back deck, but we do have a back deck. And then if we come inside, which you have to step over some trash to do, we have a kitchen. Everything in here I think is going to have to be scrapped. We've got, I guess this was kind of a living room space. Very small closet space and laundry room. Decent sized bathroom, honestly. This leads out on the back deck. And then this would be like a bedroom. Okay, so this is like a 1 bedroom, 1 bath, and then a kitchen and living room, I think. Okay, I think that's pretty doable. Sorry for dog noises in the background. First things first, we got to get this thing cleaned up. So let's just go ahead and do it as a time lapse. We haven't done a House Flipper cleaning time lapse since House Flipper 1. Let's do it. Well, that went relatively smoothly. I think we got the whole house all done. I gotta say, despite the fact that the property size, the lot size, is 0.1 acres, just like our starter house, this house is way smaller than the other one. So this should actually go relatively quickly. Also, I didn't mention it last video because I forgot. But there is a new thing in House Flipper 2 called Flipper Sense. So if you have a tool in your hand, like your cleaning rag, for example, you can press a button, Q, on your keyboard, and it will do like a little ping, and it will show you anything that you've missed. So if there's like a dirt stain, that you couldn't quite see, or if you've got most of a dirt stain, but it's still technically there, the ping will show it, essentially. It's called Flipper Sense, and you can upgrade it as you go with your various perks. Now, these perks, they do level up over time. You keep getting new perk points even after you've maxed them out, it seems like. I'm not sure why, but hey, whatever. But anyway, we've got the house all cleaned up. So now I think what we need to do is figure out what we want to do for walls, floors, etc. I also have been kind of thinking, we've got this little closet / laundry room place right here. I think I kind of want to tear that down. I think we might just want to demo it and open up this hallway a bit, because this house is so cramped that it might be nice to have some open space. And especially if this is our kitchen, I think that's probably the wise choice. So, I mean, we could even just knock out the whole kitchen wall. But we get these windows here. And I mean, yeah, I could sell the windows, but I don't want to. I want to keep lots of natural light. So we do really want to have a wall here to put countertops and cabinets up against. So maybe we leave the kitchen as is, but we could take out this wall right here. So it would be like this bit. Like so. And then I guess here. Oh. I meant to take out these ones too, but it's fine. We could just take this whole thing out. And just kind of open up some space here. I think that'll be much better. We can sell these door frames. And just demo. And we'll do this one a little bit more carefully, because I don't want to bust this part. I want this wall to still be here. But we're just going to take out this chunk. So this whole wall right here, gone. Beautiful. We'll just bust the whole thing down. Also, this light switch, gonna have to go too. But you can see it's pretty quick and pretty precise to demo walls in House Flipper 2. So easy enough. Look at that. We now have a lot more space. And then once we paint this, it's gonna look pretty good, I think. With this being opened up a bit. We could also take out a chunk of this wall as well. And then we'd have kind of this larger open space here. This will still be bathroom. This will still be bedroom. But then we'll have a more open living room and less of like a hallway. So, yeah, let's do that. Let's take this wall out as well. There we go. Now we have a little bit of open space. Good stuff. Okay, so we'll still have our kitchen. It'll still be kind of an enclosed kitchen, but now we've got a much larger space for a living room and sort of a hallway. We might even be able to kind of fit... Well, no, we'll probably have to put like a dining room table in the kitchen. I think that's really the only place we can put it. But this is like a single person home. This is one bedroom. So this isn't going to be a big family home. This is going to be like, I imagine this would be a home rented by like maybe a college student or a young professional or something like that. Someone living by themselves that's looking for a relatively cheap place to rent, or I guess buying it, someone's first home. So yeah, let me get floors figured out as far as textures and stuff goes, and let me get some walls painted. And then we can start doing the actual rooms themselves. Well, the house is looking a little bit different. I went ahead and paneled it. I know it's kind of hard to see. It is the middle of the night, and this game doesn't allow you to turn off the day-night cycle, so we'll just have to look at it in the day once it's a little brighter out. But let's look at the inside. I did reside the house. Again, though, we'll look at that once we can see it a bit better. Long story short, I used porcelain tiles and went with a specific cut. If you go in here to surfaces, you go to tiles, you find ceramic. You go ceramic, and then you go to change the style, and there's one of these that looks a lot like siding, this one right here, and then you can change the cut pattern and the color, and this will give you a texture that looks a lot like house siding. So even though there's not officially siding in the house, this works really well. But for the interior, I went with kind of a beigeish peach color in this sort of living room. I went with these nice dark hardwood floors that match the deck on the front and also in the back as well. And then for the kitchen, I went with this kind of dirty marble. I don't know what specifically, which one is this? This is this one, light multicolored tiles marble. I went with that for the kitchen and also for the bathroom over here. Bathroom is white, kitchen is white, although both of these will end up with tiles on the wall and other things to break up the white. The little laundry room I'm just going to leave as white because that's simple. And then the bedroom, it is the Lavender house. So I wanted to do something a little bit kind of inspired by that. Now, obviously, this isn't lavender. This is a much darker purple color than lavender. But I think with the right rug and furniture, I think this could be a really cool bedroom color. So this is going to be our bedroom, this sort of nice, deep, kind of maroon almost color, which I think will be really nice. But yeah, that's our walls and that's our color scheme for the rooms. Now it's just a matter of getting furniture into them. Well, now that we have a little bit of daylight, we can take a little bit of a closer look at the outside of the house, and you can see it looks pretty good. Lots of the same wood tones, that sort of cream-colored siding. I think it works out pretty well. But let's actually go ahead and head inside, and let's take a look at all of this stuff. So I went ahead and, since it's such a small house, I actually just did the entire house at once. So let's start with the living room and sort of this, I guess you call it like a little hallway, walkway, this space over here. So living room, we went with these sort of light beigeish colored walls, and I decided to make this, I don't necessarily want to call it rustic style because it's not truly a rustic house, but it has kind of those vibes. Those are kind of the vibes that I was going for. So a lot of greens, a lot of very earthy colors, lots of wood tones, things like that. So for our living room, we have a matching sofa and armchair in this kind of olive green color. The nice larger rug here to help fill up this space and break up the wood, the hardwood floor. And then, of course, coffee table with the TV remote, as well as a couple of side tables for, just little table lamps, but you could put your drink on here or whatever it would be. In the back, above the couch to fill up this wall space, just a large, wide sort of landscape painting. Again, the colors we want, lots of earthy tones, greens and browns. Then we've got our TV over here, very important for every house. Big, large TV with a couple of speakers on the side, sitting on top of this nice TV stand. Over here, we've got just a little cabinet for putting whatever in, and also a thing to put a couple of plants on, because if you're going for rustic vibes, you gotta have plants. And then, of course, I will say the wall decorations in House Flipper 2 right now are, there's not a lot to pick from. You're gonna see a lot of this Live, Laugh, Love sign, or Live, Love, Laugh, or whatever. You're going to see a lot of these fish in the builds as we go until we get some new content. Because there's, I mean, if we look at decorations, this is the entirety of the wall decorations. This is it. So, I'm working with what I got here because I'm not using any mods, although there are mods available for House Flipper 2 to add new decorative pieces and things like that. But for now, I want to keep it pretty vanilla. We might do mods later on. Not right now, though. But yeah, a couple of plants, some coat hooks, little umbrella stand. But yeah, that's essentially the living room. And I think it works well. It fills up the space nicely. It still feels pretty open because we knocked out some of these walls. And I think it works out really well. So then over here, this is kind of our little walkway. And we had a couple of wall spots to fill up. So then moving on to this walkway area, we have a couple of paintings. Basically, I had two spots on the wall here that I really needed to fill up that are pretty thin. So one of them was right here. And one of them was right here, and I just thought, you know what, we'll use essentially the same solution for each. So table, pot with a plant that kind of drapes over, and then a painting up above. And the plants are a tiny bit different, and the paintings are a tiny bit different, but it kind of matches, and I like it. And then we've got sort of an area rug over here. There's a severe lack of rug options in the game at the moment as far as sizes go. There's a lot you can do as far as customization goes with those rugs, which I think is awesome. But as far as finding a rug that's the right size, I would actually like this to be a little bit bigger. But there just really isn't a good option at the moment in the game. So it is what it is. Then over here we have a nice sort of sideboard, shelf, china cabinet, whatever you want to call it. This is where you'd put like the expensive dishes and stuff like that, the wine glasses, the liquor, whatever, to bring out during fancy gatherings. Or maybe this is used for storing other stuff. I don't know, but it's here. And then over here, this is a very small and simple little laundry room. Just washer, dryer, and then a shelf with some laundry detergent and a little bit of a towel. This light is actually tied to this light switch. Although actually I'm looking right now, and I think we need one more light switch, like right about there, because we need to be able to turn these on as well. We can't just have the lights only be hittable from this side, because if you go out the back door, you want to be able to hit the lights once you walk inside as well. So there we go. That takes care of that. So yeah, this is the sort of living room and walkway area. Then let's head into the kitchen. So I couldn't quite find a shade of green that was exactly what I wanted, but this was about as close as I could get. I decided to go with green walls, and then the floor tiles I changed to be white and this very sort of light pale green. The thing is, I was originally using this texture, or at least pretty close to this texture for the floor, and it was just too much brown between the backsplash, the furniture and the wood trim and stuff like that, and then the floor as well. So I decided to break up the floor and make it a much lighter color, but then still use that texture for the backsplash here behind the kitchen cabinet. So we've got our stove, we have some counter space, we have a sink, and we have some more cabinets. And then, of course, hanging cabinets, little range hood above the oven. But this is a pretty small kitchen, so, I had to make do with what I had. We put our fridge and trash can over here in the corner, and then just a very small dining room table with 2 chairs, so you could, make your food and then sit down and eat. But it's a really small kitchen. It works. It's functional. It would be fine for one person living by themselves, I guess. But I don't love it. I think the green, I tried so many different colors. I tried white. I tried about 7 different shades of green. I tried browns. I tried a lot of different things, and I just couldn't come up with something I truly liked. But I think it's fine. It's good enough for the time being. When the new person buys it, if they don't like the green, they can repaint. They can do it themselves. So moving on, we now have the bathroom. And I actually like how this turned out a lot. So this is a very large bathroom, very spacious. So we have a nice large walk-in shower over here. I decided to go with these white tiles for all of the walls. I originally was just going to do it kind of in the shower area, but because this shower only comes out to here, I would have had one strip of white right here along the door, and it was driving me crazy. It just didn't look very good. So I decided, you know what, let's just tile the whole thing. All the walls will be this nice white tile. It is a neutral color anyway, and then we'll use wood tones to break it up. So we've got this floor texture. It's very similar to the backsplash texture we used over here. It's just a different cut for the tiles. It's, larger rectangles essentially. And then we've got our walk-in shower, as I said. We've got a nice sink and counter set or cabinet set right here with the mirror above, a couple of wall lamps, and then an oar just for a little bit of decoration, just to kind of break up all this white space up above. We've got a couple of towel racks over here, and then we've got our toilet here in the corner with a towel radiator above it. Fun fact, for those of you who are not from the for those of you who are from places where towel radiators are common, I have literally never seen a towel radiator in my life, in real life. This is not something you see in the U.S., at least not anywhere that I've lived. We don't do towel radiators. We just hang up our towels on towel racks like this, and that's it. But then over here, we've got a couple of standing cabinets. This is actually two separate cabinets, identical ones, but I put them together, make it look all nice. We got a little plant stand here with some flowers and things like that, just to add a little splash of color, as well as a couple, a little pot and some candles and different things like that. So yeah, that's the bathroom. I think it turned out pretty well. I like it. And again, this is a super nice, this is probably the best room in the house from the perspective of like, okay, it's a really small house. What are you expecting? Like, this would be an amazing bathroom to have for a house this size. This would be a huge selling point if you were selling this house in real life. Is like, yeah, I know the house itself is really small, but like, look at this bathroom. You have so much space. Most houses this size would have like a tiny little bathroom that's like a shower stall, one little sink, and a toilet, and that's it. So yeah, super, super nice. And then last but not least, we have the bedroom. And this is a very different vibe from the rest of the house. This is a lot, I went with a really kind of a purple theme here. So we went with that sort of dark maroonish burgundy sort of color for the walls, like I showed you earlier. And then we just kind of went with that. So the bed, for example, we have kind of lavender bed sheets. We got a large purple rug, lots of different purple toned things in this room. Purple office chair. This poster has a lot of purples in it, etc., etc. So starting over here, we have a single bed. I was originally going to go with a double bed, but it just really didn't leave enough space in the room to do anything else. It would have gone probably here against this wall and would have come out to like here. So the entire room basically would have been the double bed. So I was like, you know what? That, or I would have had to like get rid of some windows, because I could have put a double bed like over here, but then I would have had to get rid of this window, and I wanted to keep the windows in the nice natural lighting. So yeah, single bed. And then over here, bookshelf to fill up some space. We got a nice painting above the wall to fill up this space. And again, we have some purple tones in this painting, so that's good. We've got our Live, Love, Laugh sign. We got a little bedside table with an alarm clock and a table lamp. Over here you have the dresser with a mirror above it for getting ready in the morning or whatever. And then over here, just a little desk, a little bit of workspace. So you have a chair, you got a space for your laptop and some writing and things like that. And then just some other random decorative items, a yoga mat, a book, this poster on the wall, things like that, just to kind of fill up the space. When you're doing interior design in this game, it's very similar to Minecraft in a lot of ways. You don't want to leave too much space where it's only one color, right? You want to fill the space, whether it's with shelves or paintings or plants or whatever you have available to you. If we, where can I put this? Just as an example, I see, this is what I mean. There we go. We're going to put it there for now. This is a lot more boring because there's all of this one single color right here. This entire wall is just very drab. And that's really how you do interior design in a game like this. Is you're like, okay, where's a spot where there's just not that much going on? Okay, right here. What can we put here? Oh, painting, right? And that's essentially how it works. You just find a blank spot, put something there until eventually you have a house that looks beautiful. So yeah, that is the whole house. I really didn't do anything outside other than redo the siding and then redo the wood tones on a lot of this. But as far as actually planting plants or anything like that, I really didn't do anything at all. But yeah, I think that is the whole house. So now I'm not exactly sure. Oh, here we go. Auction house. Oh, and look at this. It actually tells us our total cost, which is amazing. In House Flipper 1, it gave you the breakdown. It said, oh yeah, you purchased it for this much, you sold this much, and you paid this much for renovation, but it didn't give you the final tally. You had to do the math in your head. Whereas this, it says, yeah, you are 85,000 into this house. So let's put this up for auction. I have no idea what this is going to go for, to be honest. This will be the first house that I have sold in House Flipper 2. But let's do it and see what happens. Okay. Is this going to be our only bid, or are we going to get more bids? I mean, this is still a significant profit. So I guess what it does in House Flipper 2 is when you put the house up for auction, it essentially simulates the whole auction and then just tells you the winner instead of giving you several different, showing you the whole process. And honestly, I kind of like that. It speeds things up a little bit. But yeah, we'll go ahead and sell this. 32,000 in profit. Not bad. I'll gladly take it. If you buy it again in the future, it will be reset to the original state. That's fine. I confirm. And we made a nice little profit. So we should be up to, what, like 50? Yeah, look at that. We started with a little bit under 500,000 monies, and we now have 520. So not too bad. Cool. Well, there was our first house. I like it a lot. I hope you enjoyed it as well, guys. That is going to do it for today's episode. If you enjoyed the video, you know what to do. Links in the description below, so check that out as well. Otherwise, my friends, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.